When hope is gone, undo this lock and send me forth on a moonlit walk. Release restraint level 0. Hey kids, wanna see a dead body?
Hi guys, this is Void of the Ravenclaw. Welcome back to another fan fiction story. Now, judging by how the vote went in the community poll, this is My Hero combined with High School DxD. The first person that did mention the ship they want to see is Sona. So let's let you guys know it's gonna be Sona. So Levi then. So doesn't like to let that get that out of the way. It was requested by one of my subscribers, so I'm like, sure, why not? I'll just do it. As we start our story off in another dimension, on an unknown planet filled with humans, fantasy creatures, where magic reigns supreme, and modern warfare, we cut to the far north, where snow and ice, as all you can see, as you see the huge crystal palace guarded by all kind of ice dragonkin and a few other species, elves, and some others, but no humans. The humans usually are there's a couple servants in the palace, but not outside. They would not survive the cold for very long. As you see, the master of the palace, as you see a 5-year-old looking humanoid dragon demon lord sitting on his throne in deep thought. He's only been a demon lord for a couple of centuries. He's become the strongest demon lord in this world. There's no one worthy to battle. So he doesn't even bother with any threats. He allows his minions or his forces to deal with such minor issues. He just allows his generals to stop the trouble that does occasionally happen in his territory. He finds the other demon lords not very fun to play with. After all, he's the strongest one of all the demon lords. I'm so bored doing the same thing day in, day out. There's no one strong enough to keep me entertained. I want a new playmate. And fighting the other demon lords are no fun. They're so boring. They can't even last 15 minutes when I slightly get serious. Such a bother. If this world can provide me a worldly opponent, why haven't I thought about this before? The small demon lord jumped off his throne and began walking out of the throne room into his library, where he keeps all his knowledge, including magic materials, spells, and such not, grimoires. As the demon lord begins researching ways to get to other universe, unfortunately there wasn't any knowledge of such a thing, so he did the most sensible thing he could do. He created it himself. He doubled in teleportation magic and space magic. After a long 3 weeks of studying and running a few experiments, he finally created the final project. He hasn't fully tested it yet, because he's a humanoid dragon. He didn't bother because it would hurt his pride as a dragon. He immediately activated the spell that he just created. A non-dragon would have tested out the spell beforehand and get all the kinks out, but because of his dragon pride, he activated the spell right away. A huge magic circle appears beneath him. Sparks begins to fly from the magic circle. He probably should have stopped there, but he was too excited to even pay attention to the sparking magic circle that's very unstable. The once pure blue magic circle turned to red as red sparks of magic starts to emanate off the circle. There was a bright red and blue flash as he was teleported. Demon Lord found himself in a white void, the dimensional gap. I thought my territory was boring. What is this place? The air feels different. Like any other creature that's below Demon Lord would die a very painful death. I might as well take a gander and let's see where I'm at. The moment the young dragon, or Demon Lord, found himself in this place, he suppressed his power and magical power, so he doesn't get any unwanted attention. As the humanoid dragon Demon Lord heard the sounds of battle, as he was quite curious. According to what he's been sensing, they're quite powerful. He's a little bit stronger than both of them, but very impressive. He made his way over to the noise and came across a scene between a huge western red dragon fighting a little girl wearing some sort of gothic dress. Demon Lord Frost examined the humanoid girl. She looks like to be almost around the same age. At least around 5 or 6. The girl is blasting out huge magic beams out of her hands, trying to hit the red dragon, or the western dragon, as he stands there to observe their battle. He has a slight grin on his face. He could tell these two are very powerful, especially the red dragon. He sensed the girl's a little less more powerful. He sensed the girl is a little weaker than the dragon. As a dragon, Frost can tell that they're both clearly the red dragon's a dragon. But he could tell that the girl is a dragon, a humanoid dragon like himself. Leave, Baka Red. I want the silence to return. Keep saying that, annoying brat. That doesn't change the fact that I'm not leaving. I like it here. So deal with it. Before Great Red and Ophis could say anything else, someone came out of nowhere and slammed his fist right into the snout of Great Red as he go flying backwards. As the unknown Antony kicked Ophis, making her go flying, or spin kick Ophis in the face, making her go flying backwards, surprising both dragon gods of the sudden attack that came by their new visitor. As Frost has a smirk on his face, as he conjured up several ice fireballs at the big western dragon, freezing him from head to toe after he launched both of them at him. then made contact with Walthor and turned around to breathe blue fire at Ophis. She she managed to dodge around the flames. She noticed part of her dress was starting to get frozen. As she finally caught on that she doesn't want to get hit by that fire. It would freeze her like the fireballs did to Big Red or Great Red or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's a Great Red basically. But anyway, so let's continue. Was forced to get some space between this new entity that revealed himself to her. I don't know who you are or how you got here. You will be joining my side to kill that bucko over there. The boy simply smirked at Ophis, not really taking her seriously. Much like his opponent, Ophis, he has full control how old he can choose to be. He just prefers to be in 6-year-old form. Everyone always underestimates him. Frost activated 2 ice clones of himself as the ice doubles of himself begin to engage Ophis, leaving the original to deal with the big western dragon that just freed himself from being frozen by bursting out of the ice, highly pissed off by being attacked out of nowhere like that. As Frost watched the big western dragon slowly begins to shrink in its size and transform into a humanoid form, as Great Red slowly walks towards the new entity that made himself known in the dimensional gap. I don't know who you are, but I could tell you're a dragon. I could tell you're gonna be a pain in my ass, just like that nuisance over there. I think it's time I teach you some manner, boy. School's in session. To see you try, old man. Please make this entertaining for me. I hate fighting boring people. Frost begins to yawn like he's bored, getting a tick mark on Great Red. Oh, shit. Great Red rushed forward to begin to cast fireballs at Frost as he cocked his hand backwards and swung his arm towards his opponent, only for Great Red to hit nothing. Basically, Great Red threw out his fire spell, or fireballs basically. When he thought he hit, there was nothing there, as Frost appeared right behind him. While Big Red is distracted, doesn't know where he is, Frost jump up in the middle of the air and spin kick, hitting Big Red in the back of the head by his devastating kick, as there is a wind pressure from his kick. As Great Red goes blasting forward, almost hitting Ophis, as Great Red hit the floor, hit whatever rock structures nearby. Ophis actually made her way over to Great Red where he landed. Get up, Baka Red. It seems like we found another dragon that might be a dragon, or at least as powerful as a dragon god. Can't believe I'm hearing this. You actually want to team up with me. Much as I think the idea is disgusting and below me, you are correct. We need to deal we need to deal with this right now. We could deal with our disagreement at a later date. We need to remove this one from from my home. I wish the silence to return, and he will not interrupt that. I do not want another one. I don't want another one making things noisy in my silence. Yeah, sure, let's team up. Annoyance. Sophis kicked Great Red in the shins for that remark, still displaying her emotional expression. Great Red can never tell if she's angry or calm. She never changes her facial expression. It kind of creeps him out. You two old people done already? I'm kind of bored. Frost could see they're finally getting serious, as both dragon gods gets covered in their pure magical power, releasing their full force of, well, their dragon god powers. As Great Red and Ophis were a little bit annoyed that the young dragon simply gave them a smirk when they released their their magical aura. As Frost released his, he's no longer holding himself back. As the Demon Lord unleashed his full power, as both, sorry, give me some guys. As both dragon gods were forced down to one knee from him unleashing his power. No one would believe seeing the two most powerful beings in existence being forced down to their knees just by releasing his power. He's a little bit more powerful than both dragon gods. Great Red could even tell he's not even trying very hard. He knows he's holding back quite a bit. Great Red is still trying to figure out where this one even came from. The two dragon gods recover from the brief shock of them being forced down to their knees. Both rush and begin hand-to-hand combat with the new dragon. The dragon gods were shocked to see that they were losing even when they teamed up. It still wasn't enough to slow him down, so they were forced to do the only thing that was possible to get rid of him. Transport him away from the dimensional gap, letting the humans steal with him, getting him out of their hair. Great Red knew there was only one way, well, so basically what I just said, to survive, to basically get get them out of here so they don't have to deal with it. As powerful as Great Red is, he could tell that dragon is very dangerous. Ophis feels the same way, but she's curious about this dragon. Does not fear him. She's mostly curious about him. She wants to recruit him. Frost found himself in the middle of a battle when he opened his eyes from the bright flash being teleported. Frost found himself in the midst of a battle between two different flying creatures. As Frost was teleported right in the middle of a fight between angels and fallen angels in the wilderness with no civilization in sight. As Frost was highly pissed off that the cowards teleported him away, so they wouldn't lose the battle. Sneaky old bastard. Without even gazing at the angels and fallen angels, all the angels were ran through by ice spikes, forming all around them, killing both fallen angels and angels alike. As you see Frost walking across them, as you see fallen angels dropping from the sky, dead, as the young dragon begins to walk away from the dead corpses of angels and fallen angels, like they weren't even there. With illusion magic, Frost was able to hide his horns and went to explore. He doesn't know where he is, but he knows this is definitely not his world, so he wants to explore. He never trained once in his life. He was naturally born powerful. He's never had a true rival in his life. So he's hoping this world can provide him with that. Hoping he could find a rival, either in physical power, magic, or in strategy. He's he's just looking for a strong opponent that hopefully have a strong mind as well. On his world, he came across an interesting game that humans came up with that they called chess. He's quite fluent in that game. He likes it because it demonstrates strategy. He's never found a worthy rival in combat or chess. Frost can smell. Well, Frost can easily fly, but he wants to explore the forest by foot. As he walks through the forest, through the wilderness, coming upon a hidden cave behind a waterfall, he decided to use his cave as a temporary home. By this time, it's already pitch black, so he slept for the night. Then the next morning, he woke up. Basically the next morning, continued to explore his surroundings around the cave. The fallen angels did finally Michael and the Gagori did send some scouts to figure out, start an investigation in their missing angels on both sides. As they did see both angels dead by some sort of ice magic, they pass that along to their own superiors. After Frost found a food source, he decided to venture further out. Eventually, he found himself heading towards the direction of a city in Japan. Frost eventually made his way through the city of Hosu City, just exploring the city. With his horns being hidden by his illusions, by magic, he can walk through the city streets without someone taking a second look at him. Even though if he did have his horns, because of mutation quirks, they wouldn't really mind or be suspicious. But he doesn't know that, so he's just being cautious. Frost smelled something that like something was like sorry. Frost smelled something rotten flesh in the air as he followed the scent to a abandoned warehouse as he saw some sort of monster. It technically it is a stray devil. Frost doesn't know that. He didn't know he doesn't like it very much. He sees he sees the stray devil trying to devour a human. As Frost took his attention off the stray devil and towards a blonde girl about 14 or 15 years old, Togo was too occupied fighting her new playmate to notice someone entered a warehouse. The demon lord, Frost, watches the human jump around, stabbing the monster in all different directions. He was quite impressed by her flexibility. As the stray devil pretends to be dead, as the human did not realize it, when she finally noticed it, it was already too late. Well, Sorry, let me straight up. It's still plain dead. As the stray devil was pretending to be dead, when she finally realized someone else is in the room, she sees a little kid, about 5 or 6 years old, with blue eyes with long black hair, who concentrated on the small boy to realize that the stray devil got back up and was about to run her through by one of his claws. As Ross create a little blue fire on his fingernail or fingertip and gently blow it towards the stray devil. The moment the little blue flame made contact with the stray devil, the stray devil froze immediately behind Toga in half the room. Frost walk past Toga and flick the sculpture that he just made into millions of pieces. Then he did a regular fire spell to eradicate the remains, vaporizing the rest of the stray devil, leaving no evidence behind that it was there. Frost heard a squeal, schoolgirl squeal, as he found himself being picked up and hugged. "Oh, so cool, and you're so adorable." As Tugga squeezed him like a teddy bear. "I'm Tugga, by the way." "It's too adorable. I'm keeping you." Frost tilted his head sideways a little bit, then introduced himself to the strange human that grabbed at him like he was a teddy bear. Tugga gave Frost the brightest smile and walked out of the warehouse. While she's carrying him in her arms and take him back to her hideout that she's been using in town, that it was given to her by the League. She's been living on her own for about 2 years now, killing anyone that she finds interesting. She could have, or devour their blood, whatever takes her fancy. 3 weeks has passed. He's never left the crazy blonde's side because she provides him with food and shelter. He finds this human personality quite interesting. So he went along with it and went along with her several hunting trips. He would use his young appearance to lead or lure Toga's victims right to her into an ambush. Frost couldn't help but enjoy messing with humans. He hasn't done something like this in years. Frost has always been an odd dragon. Most dragons would never even bother with humanity like this, but Frost always found amusement messing with and torturing humans. Frost is standing in the alleyway waiting for Toga to collect blood from the dead men that she just killed. What a fascinating device. "I'm still amazed how well you speak, only for what your age is, but it is nice. Do you like it?" "It's my villain device. I personally designed it myself. Allow me to drain large amounts of blood from my victims." By the way, By the way, little man, where's your parents, by the way? The straight face with no emotion. "Dead." I was feeling a little guilty for bringing that up to the little kid, so she picked him up and gave him a huge hug. "Let big sister Toga take care of you from now on. Me and you are going to be stuck with each other." "Stop you there, villain. You are under arrest." Carol comes bursting through the alleyway. Seeing the corpse, says Toga, I'll deal with this one. Of course, my adorable little brother. I would never deny you anything. After all, you're so adorable. Put Frost down on the ground gently. Toga noticing, Frost activated a barrier around the area so no other humans or anyone else won't be able to interfere. It took Toga a few seconds to realize that the sky is not the way it should look, as the hero is completely confused with this weird barrier thing that he sees. What's going on? It's quite simple, you primate. It's a barrier. There's no escape. No one can interfere. No reinforcements are coming. As long as I live, the barrier will remain. You're just dead, you just don't know it. Without any hesitation, Frost extends his hand out and yank his hand to the right as the hero gets swung across the brick wall, slamming him in the face into the brick wall, as he swung his hand to the left, smashing him to the brick wall to the left. As he repeats this method several times, as blood begins to spat on the wall, as the bro hero standing, well, barely standing, breathing heavy, blood gushing from his head. As Frost extends his hand outwards towards the hero, with his finger pointed at the hero's shins, as water begins to form around Frost's finger, and the water churner will morph into a water bullet, shooting through the man's shins, piercing through his skin like it was butter, making the pro hero fall to his knees, screaming in pain. You can see Toga on a crate that was in the alleyway, just watching the show, with a bright smile on her face. So this is what you call a pro hero. Pathetic. I guess I'm probably expecting too much from a human. You even have superpowers, and you still are no match for someone at my caliber. It should be expected. You're human after all. The hell are you? You have multiple quirks? As the young boy starts to burst out in laughing from his comment. Oh, you're funny. You're actually serious. Oh, I'm gonna love this. I'm gonna love killing you. Shall we get started, primate? The hell? What the hell's going on? I can't move my body. What did you do to me, kid? See, human, my water has a nifty little ability. The ability to paralyze anything. Once my water enters your bloodstream, it prevents you from moving. It's very handy in these sort of situations. So you won't be moving anytime soon. I also need to keep in mind you're human. So fragile when I'm going forward. After all, I don't want to kill you too fast. There's no fun in that. This is probably going to hurt. You most likely will die after this, but you're just a human. Below me. As blood begins to come out of the man's mouth, as the blood begins to float in the air into a round blood ball, as every drop of blood gets pulled out of the man's body, as the body falls limp to the ground, dead, as Toga got up from the crate and used her device to suck up the blood after he moved the blood ball towards Toga. Best little brother ever. As she picked up her little brother now, after she's draining the blood. Let's go home. As the bear begins to fall, as Frost and Toga made their way back to their little hideout, it's technically a studio apartment, but let's continue. The moment Toga back to their territory, she put a piece of cake in front of him for a reward for the extra blood, killing the hero. He immediately took a liking to sweets, candy, cakes during his time with Toga. Frost would massacre a whole city if Toga told him to for some cake. That's how much he likes desserts. He has massacred entire cities for less. So it's really not that far for him to do something like that. After eating his large cake, Toga tuck him in the bed. As she wraps her arms around Frost and snuggled, use him as a teddy bear as she fell asleep on the bed. He looks like a child now, but he's able to go through his by command to get older or reverse his age. He's a very strange species for well he's a strange one compared to his other brethren that are humanoid dragons. They normally don't have the ability to reverse or revert their age. He got that he got that skill he got that skill when he accessed Demon Lord, but he was already a Demon Lord when he was quite young, so he never really thought it was necessary to get older. The small Demon Lord got out of the bed. Toga would come up and help him in the bathroom to lift him up and help with brushing his teeth. As she begins to brush Frost's teeth, just remember, little brother, as many sweets do you like to eat, you should brush your teeth nightly. I prefer probably twice a day. Now, open wide. As Soga begins brushing Frost's sharp teeth, rinse. As she hands a cup of water over to him for rinsed out of his mouth, as he spit it in the sink. You should get dressed. Your big sister has to go to work, so you're going to have to tag along for a little bit. Shiggy's already blowing up my phone like crazy. You see, your big sister's a big bad villain. I'm part of a pretty well-known group. I'm just that awesome. Sometime later, after they got, make sure he got dressed. As you see Toga walking down the street holding onto Frost's hand, walking towards the bar where the League of Villains hideout is located. Toga walked in the bar with a small child. Shigaraki was quite surprised by that. So was Dabi. You should really answer your call, Toga. I called you like 20 times. Sorry, Shiggy, that can't be helped. After all, I'm a big sister now. See that? Who's the kid? Well, I found this one in an old warehouse. He's apparently pretty powerful for a little guy. He's my perfect little man. As she picks him up and hugs him like a teddy bear. I don't even know what to say to that. Toga, you're crazy, so I guess I'll go with it. You know you can't pick up random kids off the street. What if his parents are looking for him? The little guy told me his parents were no longer living, so I highly doubt anyone was looking for him. He was walking down the street in a very bad area when I was attacked by some sort of weird person with a mutation quirk, I think. As Toga was unaware that she was fighting against a stray devil, neither does Frost, because he doesn't know what a devil is. So what does exactly the kid can do? I'm also curious. Maybe he could be some use to us. I'm not going to put my darling little brother in harm's way. And she sticks her tongue at Shigaraki. Don't give me that look, Toga. It's not like I was going to put him in the front line or anything. I'm a villain, not a monster. Fine, I'll believe you for now. She hugs him tighter. Apparently, he has some sort of. He's able to use water at attacks with ice so far. I think he has a mixture between a water quirk and an ice quirk, including blue fire that freezes instead of burns. Also, seen him use a regular fire as well. Really don't know what he has. Now, Shigaraki is taking this information in, as she is interested in the kid a little more. What's your name? As he's playing to act of a scared kid, as he introduced himself, well, I should probably should mention that we kind of came across a hero a few days ago. Did you recognize? Did you recognize the hero? No, it was probably some nobody, but that's not why I brought it up. I brought it up because my darling little brother killed him by bashing him against the wall and forcefully removing all his blood from his body. Brother's so cool. He also shot some sort of water out of his fingertips, blasting through the hero's legs like they were nothing. It was quite impressive, actually. Shigaraki remained quiet, just thinking what the kid actually has. Sis, I'm a bit curious. What's your main goal? You must have some sort of main goal in mind. I could tell you don't talk like a kid. I could tell that straight off the bat. Our main goal, currently, is to kill All Might. Is he strong? Yes, but he's a bit weakened currently. But he's quite powerful. I utterly hate that bastard. I want to kill him. Very badly. As Dobby was about to say, well, Shigaraki knew what Dobby was about to say. As she puts her 3 fingers on Dobby's face. Don't. There's a child present. Language. You're going to be sleeping on the couch tonight. As Dobby shrugged and sat down, shutting up. Sister, as Frost looked up to Toga while sitting on her lap, I want to find the strong one, the one you call All Might. He might provide me with the necessary challenge I desire. Sorry to disturb you, young mistress, but the master would like the audience with the young boy. Once he said that, Toga tightened her grip on her little brother that she proclaimed when she met him. It's fine, Miss Toga. Master only wishes to speak with him. Do what he says, Toga. I highly doubt Sensei would hurt the boy. I think. Who knows? I really don't. I can't really judge what that man does. Frost, Frost told Toga it was gonna be fine. After Toga gave Shiggy a stare down, she eventually let go of Frost. As Frost followed the weird-looking man with his suit into a black portal to another location. So you must be the young boy that Toga seems so attached to. I am, so you must be their leader. Quite intelligent for being so young. You could say I run things in the shadows. For one, gestures Frost to come closer to him. As he placed his hand over the boy's face or head, let's see what type of power you have. As All for One was quite confused, not feeling any quirk whatsoever. Why, he has no quirk. As All for One could see, the boy has a smirk on his face. Anything you like, old man? It's really frustrating keeping that act 24/7. Who are you, or what are you? You might look like a dressy boy, but my gut tells me you're something else entirely. Entirely, and then what you seem. Smart. You're pretty smart for a human. Indeed, I am not a human. I would kill myself if I was one of you. And no, I do not have that nifty little thing you call a quirk. But all you need to know is we're not sorry, not against each other currently. I quite enjoy my time with my human big sister. And I want to fight this All Might I heard from one of your underlings. The pale girl with chapped lips. The one they call Shigaraki. I might look like a child, but I have full control of what I look like. I could be old or young at my choice. But enough about me. What you say, human? Let's make a accord. Interesting, I did not see this conversation heading this way. Join your little group, temporarily, of course. I will be paired up with my big sister, Toga, on every mission. And when I come across this All Might, if he's such a hindrance to your plans that you have in motion, I'll kill him. I want to fight him anyways. I want to see how powerful he is. And I want a good supply of sweets, candy cakes. As long as you provide me with those things to me, I'm more than happy to join or assist in your little conquest to slay this All Might. I have a feeling All Might's only a small part of your plan, but that doesn't really matter to me what you do, human. It's no concern to me. When our business is done, I'll be taking Toga with me. That's not debatable. Only reason any of you are still alive is because of Toga. I am quite fond of her. I would have killed you all for the moment I interact with any of you in that little bar of yours. Is that a threat? Threat? No, not a threat. You haven't seen me threaten you yet. I'm only stating the facts. The fact your significance, your existence has no value to me. It's like killing a small rodent. A nuisance. Might think you're the big man, powerful human, by human standards. But the hard truth is, you're nothing compared to me. Nothing but a pebble in a vast ocean of nothingness. I could kill you with a flick of my finger. But relax, old man. If I wanted you dead, you would be. All is in your court, like you humans say. That's acceptable. We have a deal then. As they both shake hands. Excellent. Excellent. I must get back to my darling sister. You might excuse me. I'll find my own way out. As a magic circle appeared underneath him, as he disappeared, that was quite surprising to All for One. All for One see him use magic, He has magic. Interesting. Despite their brief encounter, All For One knows he's going to be a great asset to the league. He just needs to maneuver him just right. When he's no longer useful, he'll get rid of him or try to get rid of him. He just needs to play this very careful. Gary, keep an eye on him. Master, All For One. You might excuse me. I'm going to return to my duties. Everyone was caught off guard by the huge magic circle that appeared in the middle of the bar, as everyone sees Izuku emerge from it when the light died down, making Dabi fall backwards off his chair. While he was sitting on it, Toga didn't really pay too mind, but pay too mind to Dabi. The moment Toga saw it was Frost, she picked him up on her lap, messing with his hair. Are you okay, little brother? Big bad man hurt you? Oh, I'm fine, sister. That's good, I was worried. Well? While everyone was talking, Toga was doting on Frost. Shigaraki and Kirigiri were talking about the meeting between their leader, All For One, and the boy. I'll be heading home. If you need anything, you know where to find me. Frost, let's go home. Of course, sister. Toga and Frost hold hands, walking out of the league base. A month has passed. Toga and Dabi were on a mission together while Frost is asleep. It's pretty late. It's about 9 o'clock. Toga usually gets him in bed at least by 8:30. As Toga is standing on top of a building, with Dabi looking down on the street towards their target. This job's to be easy, Toga. We just have to kill that fat bastard over there that just walked into that office building. Apparently, he's been selling information about the league. Don't know how that fat tub of lard got intel on us, but you know the boss lady. She wants him taken out. And I really don't want to be in the doghouse again. Yeah, I know. Let's get this done. I want to get back to my little brother. I prefer to be snuggling with him in bed than dealing with that fat bastard over there. Let's get this done. As Toga jump off the building, slide down the fire escape, then land on her feet, then rush forward, throwing her knives at the two guards that were guarding the entrance of the office building. While Dabi just sigh. Well, at least she's not as crazy anymore since she met the brat. I guess that's a silver lining. Dabi made his way down the fire escape and followed Toga into the building. Toga jumped from wall to wall in the building, slashing. As she jumped past the two armed men, as she spun upside down and slit their throat with her knives. As she landed, did a spin, then maneuvered into a backflip, throwing two knives in midair. As she lands on her feet, goes into a run towards the man she threw her knives at, jump in the middle of the air, grab the knife from their skull as she yanks it out of their skull before they fell down. Toga and Dabi made their way up the building, slaughtering anyone in their way. Dabi was taken aback by Toga, not even draining anyone's blood. She's very serious, has a serious attitude. She's no longer being her normal self, playing around. She is not in her usual playful mood. She has a more serious expression on her face. And for some reason her voice changed. Dabi doesn't want to go down that road. Doesn't want to act. Well, doesn't really want to ask. They're walking down the up to this wall. They're walking up the stairwell, basically the stairs. Toga and Dudley finally got to the top floor. They found themselves in a long hallway where two men standing there with white suits with white hair with blue eyes. They seem to be twins. Toga did notice a couple signs of them that these two guys might have some sort of ice quirk by the cold steam coming from their breath and their hands. Dobby, I'll take the one on the right. You take the one on the left. Let's get this done. I'm already been out too late. Toga and Dobby began their assault. Dobby blasted cremation fire on the one on the left, while Toga threw combat knives at the guy on the right as a diversion so she could get in close. Toga jump onto the wall and start running. As she jumps off the wall and land on her feet from ran on the wall, jumped on the wall, ran on the wall, jumped on the ceiling, then pushed herself downwards towards her target with her knife ready, digging her knife into the man's skull. As she jumped off him, once she jumped off him, she ripped out the knife out of his skull, leaving blood or splatter everywhere. I'll go look over to her partner to see him frying him alive. As they both kicked down the door, Dobby immediately cremated him with his cremation, killing the target instantly alongside anyone in the room. See you later, Dobby. I need to go. As took a jump out of the window, it took her about 20 minutes to get home. She walked into the studio apartment that she bought with the money that she got from the league. It's one of All for One's old properties that she was gifted, and she uses it for basically her home. She sees Frost sleeping in bed. She crawled into the bed and snuggled with the young boy in her arms, like he's a teddy bear. As she falls asleep. Later that night, Frost woke up and gently got out of Toga's arms. He was quite surprised. He was quite surprised to see that his generals were contacting him in this dimension. He wasn't sure if they were able to even do that. That's why he never tried. Sir, thank God thank the thank God we were able to get a hold of you. You just vanished out of nowhere. We were panicking trying to contact you. Fine. I want you to go to my chambers and get my journal. Apparently, this was a one-way trip. I can't teleport myself back. Every time I try, the spell cancels itself. But that doesn't really matter. I want you to study my spell in my journal, and I know you, of all people, will be able to improve on it. You've always been more talented when it comes to this type of magic. It's still new, but I have full faith you'll be able to figure it out. Once you figure out how to get back and forth, gather our troops. I think I found a new world that I wish to conquer. Glad to hear that fire is rekindled in you, sir. You've been very complacent. The rest of the journals were getting worried. I do apologize for that. I was just bored. Nothing really exciting. No new threats. That was actually worth my time. This world has a lot of undiscovered things about it. I can feel decent, powerful people all across the world. I like this place. And I also came across two dragons are decent, powerful. Not as powerful as me, but I definitely want to fight them again. I just have no way to get to them. Keep me updated. As he broke the connection to the magical circle that was over his ear, as he crawled back into bed, in the same position he was when he woke up. Once Toga noticed Frost was in her arms, She woke up and put him back into her arms with a more tighter grip as they both fall asleep. Hope you guys have a good night and day. Enjoy my time zones, and I'll catch you in the next video.